This question asks us to calculate what is the average number of commercials among all the cable channels indicated in the table. Well, if you're like most, you're going to sum up all the commercials, which would be a number 3665. And I'm skipping a small step. You can refer to the written explanations to see that total. And then you would divide that total by the number of stations in total, which is 260. At which point, if you're anything like me, you'll look at that division problem in a time-constrained test and go, ugh. But there is an easier way I want to show you, and hopefully that will turn the ugh into an oh yeah, that was easy to solve. So let's take a look and see what that approach is. What if, instead of looking at the absolute sum of all the commercials, I instead looked at the sum of the differences versus an anticipated average? I think our calculations might be a lot easier to handle. So let's begin by assuming our average is going to be very close to the median figure, 14. We know 12 is 2 less, and there are 50 occurrences of that. So that's minus 2 times 50 equals minus 100 deviation from our average of 14 commercials for the 50 cable channels that ran 12 commercials. Likewise, 13 is 1 less than 14, and there were 40 occurrences of 13 commercials, which means an additional minus 40 deviation. So right now our sum of deviation is minus 100 minus 40, or minus 140. 14 is our estimated average, so by definition there's no deviation, but no matter what number we multiply, our deviation will be 0. 15 commercials occurred 65 times, and that is 1 more, so it's plus 1 versus our average. Occurring 65 times is a total difference of 65, plus 65, just to be clear. 16 commercials occurs 50 times, and those are 2 more commercials than our average. So 50 times we had 2 more commercials than our average, and that equals a total difference of plus 100. Now, the result of summing these differences versus 14 is that we have a much easier calculation. Our sum of differences is minus 140 plus 165. So 165 minus 140 is just plus 25. So we now need to add plus 25 divided by the total number of cable channels, which we know is 260, to arrive at our difference from 14, our anticipated average. So that difference is plus 25 divided by 260, which is very roughly almost 1/10. It would actually have to be 26 divided by 260, but that's close enough for our purposes, 0.1. And that means our average should be 14, our estimate, plus 0.1. And 14.1 is our correct answer, and it was much simpler to calculate using the sum of the differences from an anticipated average rather than calculating up all those long absolute numbers to create the sum. I hope this helps. Thank you, Einstein.